travelers, and welcome back to Our Big's Adventure. It's Sunday, so you know what time it is. It's time to meal prep. So let's grab a cup of something hot and get to work. All right, let's get into it. I have everything laid out. Today is November 21st, so I only have to prepare 3 meal preps this week. Wednesday afternoon when I get home from work, I'll be doing some more cooking for the actual Thanksgiving holiday. So Mr. Biggs is going to be having these chicken legs, and I've seasoned them with this Everglades Heat, which he really likes, and also this McCormick's Maple Barbecue seasoning. I mixed them together and just put them on the chicken legs. We've got sweet potatoes and the salmon, which I've seasoned with garlic salt, dill, and a little bit of lemon. We're going to have that with some frozen green beans, and this is definitely a freezer clean out week. Any little scripts or scraps that I had in the freezer or fridge that I needed to use up is what I used to meal plan. I had this rice in the freezer, so I'll be making Mr. Biggs a taco rice casserole, and I'll actually be eating the taco meat over a salad so that I don't eat the rice. And then I'm gonna make egg roll in a bowl, which is one of our favorite recipes, and we're gonna eat that the day before Thanksgiving just to change up the flavor profile before we, exhaust ourselves on turkey and gravy and all the good stuff. So let's get started. So before starting, I made Mr. Biggs an omelet and some of those hash browns. Mr. Biggs' breakfast this week will be these dehydrated potato hash browns with eggs. He bought these for his camping trip recently, and there's this much left, so he'll be eating those with his eggs Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. My food processor just broke in the middle of one of my most food processor heavy meal preps. So I'm gonna have to readjust. This week's soup for Soup Sunday was French onion soup, and I was really looking forward to zipping these up in my food processor, but since it broke, I had to hand slice 8 onions. Onions were on sale this week, 3 pounds for $1 at Aldi, so Mr. Biggs had been requesting French onion soup for the last couple of weeks, and I wanted to go ahead and just stick that in the crock pot. It's a super easy recipe, and I'll link it below. I've just got my onions here, and I'm sauteing them in some butter. I had put the onions in the crock pot originally to cut down on the smell. There's our finished product that we had for dinner. Egg roll in a bowl is one of our favorite meals. It's totally paleo and grain-free, so I make this probably once or twice a month. I really was kind of upset about my food processor going bye-bye during the middle of my meal prep, but it turns out after I researched it that food processor breaks in the exact same way that mine broke, usually 2 or 3 days after someone purchases it, and mine actually lasted for a whole year, so it's not as bad as, what it could have been. So I just am slicing up this cabbage, and I've also sliced up an onion to put in there, and this is a super easy recipe that we really, really enjoy, and it is 100% grain-free, which is good for me and also good for Mr. Biggs. So you just chop up all the cabbage and put it in the pot. Then we're gonna do some carrots, and let me tell you, it has been a solid year since I've had to hand grate carrots, and I realize now how wonderful my food processor is and what a great addition that has made to the tools in my kitchen, because doing carrots this way takes forever. So in my big pot, I have some sausage with the onion. I'm just going to give that a quick little brown. And this is just a roll of sausage that you would pick up at your regular store. It's 9:15, and I think I have finally accepted the fact that my food processor is broken. I'm literally mourning because I love that thing so much. So as soon as I'm done meal prepping, I'm going to have to hop on the internet and see if I can get a new lid for my food processor, because the rest of it works so well. I have adjusted. I'm not going to say I'm enjoying this journey, but I have adjusted. We're going to get it done. The last of my onions are done for the French onion soup, so I'm just going to stick those in the crock pot really quickly. and then the crock pot will stay on low for about 5 hours. There's my cabbage and carrots going in the pot with the browned sausage and onion. And I don't want to cross-contaminate, so I'm looking for the correct spoon. Give that a quick little stir. Get everything all nice and moist. Then some soy aminos, or you could use coconut aminos, whichever work better for your family. A little bit of sesame oil. Then I'm going to turn it down and cover and let that just simmer until the cabbage is done. Rest of the onions going into the crock pot there. That soup turned out so good. It was very yummy. Now I'm going to start our taco casserole, and I have some ground beef that I had in the freezer that was already pre-browned, however you say that. I had browned it before and then put it in the freezer. Then there's rice in there and our canned tomatoes. This was a hard meal prep for me. I was definitely feeling all of the emotions. It was really bad. I cut myself and it had just gone rapidly downhill all morning. Things were taking me forever that normally I'm very focused and, can knock stuff right out. It was bad. So here's some brownies. I had to go to a meeting on Sunday afternoon. It's a meeting that I go to every week. And usually I bring some sort of sweets or brownies or some sort of cookies or something. So I've made this brownie recipe a million times. And it's a very versatile little from scratch brownie recipe. And so there it goes. Dishes, dishes, dishes. For those of you that are new, I don't like dishwashers. I don't know why. I just think that they take too long and that they're messy. We've got our taco casserole ready to go. Put it in a baking dish with some cheese on top. And I am struggling with this cheese. There's more cheese in the bloopers. I'm literally struggling around every little tiny bit of this meal prep. I had so much optimism. There's my meal, the taco meat on a salad, which was super yummy. And I did have a little sour cream. So there's my brownies, and halfway through the brownies, you can turn them into s'mores brownies by putting marshmallows and chocolate chips on the top. So here I am putting the marshmallows on the top, and you will see how they turned out a little bit later because it was a complete disaster. I mean, it was bad. All right, we're going to put up the egg roll in a bowl. And I made a small batch of this because we ate this on Wednesday night and Thursday was Thanksgiving. It was super easy recipe, thank goodness, but I definitely missed my food processor in making it. Then I have salmon, sweet potatoes for me. And then Mr. Biggs has those nice chicken legs, and they came out really good. He was really, really happy with the spices on them. And just going to throw in some veggies now, those green beans that I had in the freezer, left over from the neck bones and green beans from a couple videos back. I love my meal prep containers. I got those about 3 years ago, and we use them every single week. There's my lids, and I've only had one lid crack in all 3 years. I think maybe I've even had those for 4 years. And I got them on Amazon. They're not cheap, but they have really, really lasted. And like I said, we use those every single week. There's Mr. Big's taco casserole. And I served this with some white bean chips from Aldi and some salad with just some iceberg lettuce, tomato, and sour. Poor Banjo couldn't understand why he didn't get any taco casserole. So at this point in my meal prep, Mr. Biggs had on a war movie, and there was basically the sounds of machine guns firing, and I just couldn't have the video or audio on at that time. There's my kitchen all cleaned up. You saw the crock pot, and these are the brownies. I have made this brownie recipe thousands of times. Would you look at the horror in that pan? They were so bad. It was terrible.
at least my table looks pretty and my beautiful fall decorations, which make me very happy. And the kitchen did get cleaned up. I was so disappointed. It took 3 hours and 45 minutes to do my meal prep. I've got some citrus bliss in there, which is one of my favorite essential oil blends. Oof, my hair is so puffy. Ooh. And I already said that in my previous video, so okay. My food processor just apparently Satan has chosen today to mess with my meal prep.